my channel. Today I'm doing a layout for you for how to kill a kit with style. And this is the last one for this month, and I promised I would do 4 of them with the Prima kit, and that is what I did. So this is my 4th, and the reason why I only did 4 for the month is because one a week is because these layouts take quite a bit of time. So what I'm doing first is I'm prepping my page with some gesso because I'm going to do some mixed media on it. And this is one of the beautiful papers from that paper pad that I showed you in the beginning of the month. That is Prima. And now I am using some of the wood veneers that I put in my kit. They're chipboard, whatever you want to call them. This is rosewood, and it is a tattered angel, and I got it from Tuesday Morning. And now I'm going to use 2 doilies on the back of my photo, and I'm just tracing with the pencil the area that the doilies are going to be on so that I know where to start my composition for my background. So I'm coming in with this floral stencil that I got a long time ago. I don't know from where, sorry. And I'm using Vicki Bouton's modeling paste with this so smooth. I love this modeling paste. And this brush that I'm using is from Finnabair. And I just love this brush. It has a silicone bottom, and it just is really, really nice and smooth and cleans up very well. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking my stencil and I'm putting the modeling paste through it, and I'm going to go around the area that I traced. So that is all I'm going to do for that part. And then you're going to see me come in with some pretty colors and some other stuff. And what I'm doing is, you'll see in a minute, I'm sort of making like a diamond shape, I guess you would call it, where there's 2 points on each side and one on the top and one on the bottom. And that's kind of the direction I was going for with this. But the photo that I'm using today is a photo of my 2 daughters, my youngest and one of my middle children, Zoe and Shay. And it was Zoe's first day of school, and Shay was giving her big sister a hug goodbye because she was going to miss her now that she was going back to school. So it was a very cute photo, and we took a picture. They're very close. And yeah, so that's the picture. And I printed it out in black and white so that, you know, I could use these colors in the background. Now, this is a color bloom spray that is also by Prima. Now, these sprays are pretty cool. They're very vibrant. And this one is a black tulip. And I love this color. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just taking the bottle, and I did gesso my my doilies as well. I prepped them as well with clear gesso first. And I'm just going in with the end of the spray, and I'm just dabbing it. That's all I'm doing. I sprayed my doilies with some water as well so that it would kind of run a little bit. The water, you know, the color would run a little bit. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Now, I know this looks like a hot mess, but when it gets all put down and covered up, most of it, it's going to look really pretty with the colors peeking out. And you'll see in a little bit how it will eventually look. So I just keep dabbing, and I just keep playing with it. And then I dried it. So first I'm going to go in now with some of my scrap papers that I had. And I'm going to back these with my photo, put these on the back of my photo. And I'm just using my distress tool. And all I did was rip a few strips of paper from the paper pad that I had left. These were my scraps. And I wanted to use them up. So I figured I'd use them on this layout. So that's kind of how they're going to go on top of each other like that. And I'm going to go in with my antique Distress Oxide, and I'm just distressing the edges with that as well, just to give it a vintagey look. I don't know if that's a word, but a vintage look. So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing with that. And then you'll see me, I'm going to tape them together side by side, and then they're going to be glued onto the back of my photo. So I'm just going to use my tape gun for this. I'm not going to use glue because I only use my glue when I'm gluing things down that I know aren't going to stick with my tape gun, or whenever I do mixed media backgrounds so that things stay stuck together. And I'm going to use that piece of cardboard there to lift up my photo instead of craft foam. And the reason that I do that is because I'm going to be laying down some flowers and other things around my photo. And I wanted the photo to really be lift up off the paper. And the cardboard does that a lot easier and better than craft foam. So this is the only time that when I'm doing these type of layouts, like this type of mixed media, that I use cardboard. So don't throw out your cardboard because you can use it. There are other uses for it too that I've seen that I'll be getting into more and more with these type of layouts. So now I'm just going to distress the edges with my vintage distress oxide as well. And I believe it's called Vintage Photo. I think that's what it's called. And first I'm going to tape down the layers on the back of my photo. And then I'm going to glue the cardboard on the back of that. And I'm just going to use some Scotch glue. And I like the Scotch glue because it seems to work best for me when I am doing any type of mixed media. I don't know, it's always worked for me and I really like it a lot. So that's what I use. And while I'm taping this down, these are the flowers I'm going to be using it. And these are also Prima flowers that I'm using. And that's how it's going to go. It's going to go on top of the doilies like that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to, the wood veneers that I painted are going to go on 3 sides like that. And I am going to use that Love chipboard piece. That is going to be my title. But first I'm going to glue down the doily. And I'm going to use the Scotch glue to glue down the doily because, like I said, there's gesso and everything on there. And I want to make sure it stays stuck down to the page. So I'm just going to stick that down. And that was coming up. I did stick the two together already with tape. And now I'm just gluing it down to the page. And while I'm doing that, I just want to remind you all not to forget to check out the other ladies who are doing How to Kill a Kit with Style. I will have their links down below. And make sure you check us out next month. I will be doing this again. And I'm going to have some more really cool layouts for you. And yeah. So I did use up a lot of, I do have a lot of paper left, of course, because it was a whole paper pad. But I did use some of it up. So, and I'm getting really used to doing these layouts now, which I'm having so much fun with. They do take me a little longer, but I enjoy it. And I just take my time and make sure everything's where I really want it to be. And everything just turns out so beautiful with these layouts. So I'm really loving it. And I am using Scotch glue to glue down my wood, my chipboard. And now I'm going to glue down my flowers. And I'm going to use these flowers that you see here. I already picked them out before I did the layout because I knew the colors that I needed and what I wanted. And I usually, with these layouts, because they take so long to do the background, I usually try to pick out what I think I'm going to be using. This way it's out and I'm not taking forever trying to find things. And now I'm just going to glue the little flowers like around the big ones. And I did decide to move these up a little bit because they weren't quite where I wanted them. And I did have to use a lot of glue to glue these down to make sure they stayed. And now I'm going to glue down this little one and then that other little one. And then I'm going to use those little 2 green leaves you see there. on each side where the little flowers are going to be placed. And you'll see me later, I'm going to come in with some gesso and tone down the flowers a little bit. That's another technique that they do a lot with these type of layouts. So I like to do that. I like to tone it down a tad and make the flowers look a little more vintagey. I keep saying that word. I don't even know if it's a word. But more vintage. And they turn out looking really beautiful, and I really like it. And now I'm just going to tape down glue down this leaf. And now I am going to glue down my title, which I told you is love. I make the titles very simple with these type of layouts. It's usually a phrase, even maybe a small title. The picture's supposed to tell the story, and with these type of layouts, and I'm sure you could tell that they do love each other. So, and now I'm going in with these paper. I made these with my die cut machine. All I did was do a leaf, little sprigs in white cardstock, and I just put them through my die cut machine, and I'm going to stick those in as well in a couple spots. I wanted to bring more white in because I'm going to be toning down the flowers, and it's going to look really nice with those sprigs of leaves sticking out besides the green ones from the bunch. And now this is the same black tulip, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to splatter, and I'm also going to go around the edges of my composition layout to give it kind of a shadow of the color because of the way I have the doily. I just wanted to bring some out a little bit onto where the doilies are coming out. So I do add some water, I splatter, and then you'll see me going with my brush wherever I think I want a little bit of a shadow of the color to come out. And I just go around the edges. That's it. Really easy. And I do go around the wood veneers a little bit. And it just gives it a nice shadowy look from the doily to the back of the page, and then the white modeling paste. It just all comes together really, really nicely. And I just love the way this looks. I love this type of mixed media backgrounds. They're just gorgeous, and I really love them a lot. And now I'm just going to go around the bottom here a little bit. And I do a lot of splatters. And I'm also going to come in with some white paint as well to do some white splatters. You'll see me come in. And I'm trying not to waste any of that and I do dry it as I go because I'm impatient. I can't wait for things to dry. So now this is the Distress Oxide sprays, and it's called Picket Fence and White Picket Fence. And I love this to go in for white splatters. It is absolutely awesome. I like to do it better than using the acrylic white paint and watering it down. This is it works great. And now I'm going to go in with the gesso, like I said, and I'm using one of my stiff brushes. They're really stiff bristles, and I'm just going around and I'm just doing the edges of the petals and the middle of the flowers, and I'm just tapping it a little bit and making some white go on the flowers, and giving them that little antique type of look, and it gives it a really pretty effect to the flowers, and I absolutely love it. And that's all I do to those. And then you're going to see me do something new that I learned how to do, which I'm really excited about. I have these, they're called little stones, and I bought them online, and they're also from Finnabair. And then this 3D gel paste, and I'm just using a regular brush, and you dip it in the gel paste, and then you dip it into your stones, and then you just put them onto your page. And they kind of just get painted on basically. That's what the gel does, and it dries and they stay. They don't move, which is super super cool. Gives it another dimension, another like really pretty element to your page, and I absolutely love these things. I'm going to be using them a lot. And these ones are medium size, but they do come in all different sizes, these stones. They come in, and they're not really stones, they're very light, but that's what they're called. And they come in small, medium, and large. And I have the medium ones, but I'm thinking about getting the small ones too. And I did put some on top of my flowers too, just to give them a little more something. I'm using a little paintbrush and just dipping some of that 3D matte glaze onto the paintbrush, and then sticking it in the stones. And I just poured the stones into the top of my jar so they were easier to pick up. And then I just lay it down and put them where you want them. So I just put them in a few spots, and it really like made the page like look so good. And I love everything. And these techniques are so awesome. And I'm telling you, if you watch the videos and you keep watching them, you could pretty much teach yourself how to do this kind of thing. It's not really that bad. And if you take your time, look how gorgeous that is. And it's popping off the page, and it looks so pretty, and I absolutely love it. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. So please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And there's your close-up, guys. See the little stones? They're so pretty. And I will see you again next month for another How to Kill a Kit with Style and my new kit that I will have. Thanks again, and remember, stay crafty. Bye.